couple sales? No. We're going to do better than that. So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right. My name is Gould. We're with the 7-Stage Turnaround. My lovely assistant, Dan Bowman, is here. We're a franchisor, just like you. We're a business coaching and consulting franchise. So we're here to do what you're trying to do, which is build your business. I know there's business opportunities in the room. There's franchises. You might be doing licensing deals, distributorship, certification programs. What we're going to talk about today is relevant for all of you. We're going to be talking about how to build rapport with somebody in 30 seconds or less. Now, why that is so important is a purchase decision takes about, how long would you think?
30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less? Well, definitely less than 30 seconds. How long do you think a purchase decision would take to make?
6 seconds.
Close. 8 seconds. It takes 8 seconds for somebody to decide whether or not they're going to buy from you or not. Now, do you think they make that decision in front of your booth? They make it about 10 booths down. What we're going to talk about today is the fact that the people that are coming today they're checking you out from down the aisle. They're seeing how you're doing. They're looking at you and saying, how did you deal with that last person? Is that the kind of booth I think I want to go into? And then when they walk by, they sound surprised that your concept happens to be in the room. The reality is that the way people buy now is that they investigate first, they purchase second. It used to be the other way around. You would buy, then validate, and then get your money back if you didn't like it. The internet has changed that game. It's investigate and research first, purchase second, then and only when I'm sure I've placed my money in the right place. So the days of somebody trusting you first and then deciding later, I mean, due diligence has taken on it's a whole new animal. And it's the same in the seminar and franchise show world, is that people are going to investigate you first. So you have to be prepared when somebody is 10 booths down, all right? Because they are going to be investigating you in advance to see, is this the kind of concept or is this the kind of person that I want to do business with and ultimately be in business with? So today, we're going to show you how to become a master of rapport and then influence. So anyone who walks into your booth is somebody who at least says, you know, I like those people. I can trust those people. I respect them. I like the concept. It might not be for me and I might not do it, but you're giving yourself the best opportunity to build a business friend and possibly have a customer. But at a minimum, if they walk out of your booth, they walk out of there and they would be willing to give you a positive reference even if they're not going to buy from you. So they might say, well, you know, that concept wasn't for me, but they really seem to know what they're doing down there. That's an excellent concept. It's just not what I was looking for. So at a minimum, I want people walking out of your booth saying, they're great, maybe just not for me, or they're great, and I want to look into that a bit more. Would that be useful to have people walking in and out of your booth saying that?
Yeah.
So for some of you, that would not be useful to have someone to give you a positive reference. So would that be useful to have someone say that about your booth?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. So I want to make sure you're ready because 40 minutes from now, you're going to be a master of rapport. And I want you to know what that looks like in advance. So what I'd like you to do is turn to your neighbor, give them a high five, and say, wait for it. You are a master of rapport and influence, and I find that quite sexy. Go ahead. Paul's trying to figure out, is the rapport sexy or am I? I'm just saying, take it, man, take it. If you're getting that, go with it, right? All right. So the idea here today is that we want to add a little rocket fuel to the great concept you've already put forth. So I love it. As I look through the room, I see that many of you are branded in how you dress. You dress the way your customers are dressing. That is excellent. And we're going to, at the end of our presentation, we're going to give you a gift where we will give you some feedback on your booth and some of your sales strategies one-on-one throughout the course of the weekend if you'd like it. All right, that's one of the features of coming to our presentation. So, but before we start, we're gonna go through that exercise in just a minute, that sheet, but that's there for you to take some notes on. And what you're going to learn today is that your body language will play a very large role in how somebody decides whether or not they do business with you. So I want to make sure that each of you has one of these. If you do not, they're scattered around. Wonderful stick figure, because that's what we'll be talking about. So, when somebody comes to one of these shows, now it's a nice weekend, it's Saturday, if you guys haven't checked your sundial in a while, it's the weekend. Why do you think they're coming here and giving up their weekend to walk through this show? What are they after?
They're investigating.
They're investigating. Okay, they're investigating. Why else? Start a new business. Why else? They want to invest in their life. And if they're investigating and looking to start a new business and investing in their life, what is that saying about their current situation? They want to change. They're not happy. I thought I heard another one over here. They don't like it. They're coming here to meet people who they think have figured out what? How to be successful. Happy. So pardon me? Rich. So, pardon me, sir? They have a proven system. So, do they think you're investigating that? Or do they think you've already figured that part out in your life? They think you have figured it out. They think that whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, you have already figured out. So, if you had all the money you ever needed in your life, all the time, and you could choose to be anywhere, you would choose to be here, right? Yep. Absolutely. And that's the way it's got to look on your face the whole weekend. So what I would suggest is send a memo to your face that, hey, I don't have to be here. I get to be here. I chose to be here. I fought for the right to be here this weekend. Because I'm enjoying myself so damn much, I want to stand on those hard concrete floors for 16 hours because I get the life, I have the time, I have the money that I always dreamed of. Now I'm here to share that with somebody else. That's what they're buying. And they think that they need to see that you embody that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I know a few people just came in. Could you just pass these back to those that just walked in? That's just a handout to take some notes on. So they need to know that you embody that. All right, now, the beauty is there's a lot of science behind showing how you embody that. Most people, when they come to, most people, when I say people, meaning you, representatives of your brand, salespeople, franchise or, developers, most people sell the way they like to buy. So if I'm a kind of person who's a goal-oriented shopper and I just go in and I just walk in and I buy real quick, I might tend to sell that way. People walk into my booth, clearly you've taken a step in, you've decided you want this, let's get to the bottom line. Right? That's how everyone else shops because that's how I shop. Right? Not always. Some people are more process-driven or more detail-driven, or they want to see the results first. They want to see the track record. That might not be the way I like to sell, so that might not be the way I choose to sell because that's the way I like to buy. What you have to understand is that there's 4 basic ways people buy. And your concept has to be positioned in all 4 ways. And I'll give you a little strategy on that in a minute. But first, before you even get to the sale part, you have to show up in a certain way that says to them, wow, they have figured it out. They've sent the memo. The memo got north far enough that I don't know why they're smiling all weekend long. I'm here because I need to make a change in my life. And here these people are, they seem to be having a blast. They're having fun all weekend long. That concept must be the reason why they are so happy. And that's the way it has to come across because that's how people buy. Now, one last distinction. of the moment somebody walks through that door, there are 4 entities, and you want to take this down. There are 4 entities in the room. In any sale, there are 4 entities or components. There's you, there's them, you're in your booth, they just walk through the door. There's your concept, right? You're like the brand, the logo, the name of the company, and then there's the product or service that you're selling. So there's 4. You, them, the company, the product. Of those 4, they're only buying one of those 4. Which of those 4 do you think they are buying? They're buying you. So this weekend is all about you. Is that right? So this weekend's all about you. Enough about you, prospect. Let's talk about me some more. So what do you do? Oh, forget what you do. Let me tell you about my life. What are they buying? Product? So it's all about the product. They're buying themselves a new lifestyle. People purchase in their own image. Truck people buy trucks. They have truck lives, they have truck spouses, they make truck money, they hang out and do truck things. Porsche people buy Porsches, they hang out with Porsche spouses, make Porsche money, hang out in Porsche locations. So people buy in their own image. Now, the beauty about all of this is that how you show up with your body language lets them see themselves in you. You ever have somebody say that to you? They'll say, I see a lot of myself in you. Or, I used to be that way too. I see you're real driven. Boy, I had that real energy in me at one point too.